Izzy, and here I am making another video. I recently reached 500 subscribers, which is just wild. Like, when I started this channel, I literally thought like 50 subscribers was like the most impressive thing ever. I never even dreamt of getting 500 subscribers because 500 people genuinely want to listen to me talk. My own family doesn't want to listen to me talk. So yeah, I'm so grateful to everyone who's subscribed. Thank you so much, and thank you to the people who have subscribed to me since the beginning. It was rough, but we're here now. Very exciting. So in today's video, I thought we would do something a little bit different than my usual videos and do a little 500 subscriber Q&A. There's only so many book recommendations I can make, so we're gonna do a Q&A instead. We're gonna ignore the fact that my hair looks awful and just proceed with the video. The first question is from Sarah, and that is, if you could have dinner with one character, who would you choose? And now, see, I thought this would be easy, but then I realised that most of the characters I love would think I'm way too lame. Like, I'm not cool enough. Like, I'd like to see them, you know, just live their life from afar because I love them so much. But I just wouldn't be up to their standards, you know. I just, like, am not cool enough for most of them. So I'd probably say either Hermione or Annabeth from Harry Potter or Percy Jackson, but probably Annabeth because I think we're the most similar, and I think we would have a lot of fun chatting over dinner. We would become best friends. It would be great. So yeah, probably Annabeth, because there are a lot of characters that I love that I'm just not cool enough for. Like Magnus Bane, I'm not on his level. Evelyn Hugo, I'm not on her level. Ronan Lynch, definitely not on his level. Like, none of these people would think I was cool enough. So I feel like Annabeth would appreciate my brain. So I'm gonna go with Annabeth. Michaela says, your favourite memory since starting BookTube, and that's so hard because I have so many. It's just been so wonderful. Probably my two favourite memories. One is making my like end of year book series, like best books, worst books, most disappointing books, most surprising books, just because those were always my favourite videos to watch. Like, I would look forward to them when it was coming up to the end of the year, and I just really loved them, and I would always kind of make those lists for myself, but I never really had anyone to share them with. And so when I actually finally got to be able to film those videos and like share them with people, and people actually wanted to watch them, that was just such a fun and exciting experience for me, because it's something I'd like always wanted to do, and to finally be able to like make those videos was just really exciting to me. And probably like hitting 100 subscribers. I know you'd think probably like hitting 500 subscribers would be like more of a favourite memory, but just like I just didn't think anyone would want to watch me talk. Like, I thought like maybe a few people would like my videos, but just knowing that 100 people had actually like watched my videos and decided that they liked me enough to actually subscribe, it just blew my mind, and it was just such an exciting time for me. And yeah, I mean, I have so many, but those two are probably like my most excited moments. So yeah. Sasha says, what was your favourite video to make? And I think that was probably my end of year series, probably my best books of 2019, just because I got to ramble about all of my favourite books for ages, and that just like makes me so happy. Like, I just love to talk about my favourite books. I also really like my female book recommendation video and like my Pride book recommendation video. I will be making more of those in June, and yeah, but probably my best books of 2019 because it was just so much fun. She also says, which video did you struggle to make the most? And that was definitely my video about my chronic illnesses, which I'll leave up in the cards if you want to check it out. just because I like really wanted to get it right, and I really wanted to make it accessible but also really get my point across and make sure that I wasn't like, not like letting down the chronic illness community, but like I wanted to make sure I was saying the right things and making it an informative video and something that would actually be useful, and you know, people would come away knowing something more than they did before, and just trying to like convey my experiences. So I felt the most pressure making that video, even though like I was making it mainly just because I want more people to know about chronic illnesses that aren't talked about a lot. But yeah, I definitely, that was the hardest video to make because I just wanted to make sure it was exactly what I wanted it to be. And she also asked, what's your favourite book you've read because of BookTube? And that would probably be Six of Crows / Crooked Kingdom, because I had never heard of those books before I started really getting into BookTube, which was probably like, I want to say 3 years ago. Like, I've really started getting into BookTube, maybe even longer, but I think about 3 years ago. And I just kept hearing everyone talk about these books, and I was like, sounds kind of interesting. And then I tried to read Six of Crows once, and I only got 50 pages in, and I was super confused. And then I read the Grisha trilogy, and then that made more sense. And then I came back to Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and they were just incredible. And I definitely wouldn't have loved them and read them and loved them if it hadn't been for BookTube. So I'm very grateful for them coming my way due to BookTube. Also the Diviners, but I can't say the Diviners for every answer to every question, so we're going with Six of Crows. Alex asked, if you could live in a fictional world, which one would you live in? And I feel like the obvious answer would be like Hogwarts. So I'm going to say Hogwarts, but also my second answer would be The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, the book. The place is also called The Starless Sea in the book, and I just think it's the most magical and whimsical and imaginative and just the coolest thing that I've ever read about, and I would love to go there. There's so many places I'd like to go in fictional worlds, but a lot of them are like really dangerous and I'd probably die instantly. So I think I would go with the world of the Starless Sea because it's magical and whimsical, but like I wouldn't die immediately. I mean, I'd probably die eventually, but like it wouldn't be an immediate just dead. So that's what I'm gonna go with for that question. Angel asked, do you have any 2020 releases you're excited about? My most anticipated book was King of Crows by Libba Bray, which came out in February, and I read it in January. And that was definitely my most anticipated book, and it was fantastic. But I am also so excited for The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Victoria Schwab. It just sounds incredible, and I'm so excited for it. And also Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend, the third book in the Nevermore series, which I believe is coming out in August. And The Tower of Nero, is that what it's called? The fifth book and final book in the Trials of Apollo series. And also Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, because I just think that book sounds incredible, and I have it on pre-order and I'm so excited for it. She also asked what inspired me to make a booktube channel, and that was actually my therapist. She told me that I had so many passions and so many loves, and I had so many thoughts that I should find a way to express them. And I originally thought of making a blog, but my typing skills are unreliable because I have pathetic excuses for arms. So I figured that BookTube, I just needed to be able to sit and talk, and that's what I could do. I mean, currently I'm lying and talking, but you know, it's fine. And yeah, so it was my psychologist that told me I needed an outlet for all my things that I like to talk about. And I'd watched BookTube for so long, and I'd always thought of starting a channel, and that just really gave me the push to finally do it, because I just really wanted like a creative outlet and an outlet for all the many thoughts I have about the books I read. And yeah, then it just kind of turned into Twitter and Goodreads and Bookstagram, and now I just have a lot of outlets, and I'm so glad that I chose to start BookTube because it was something I'd always dreamed of doing, and I just was never brave enough to do it until then. And yeah, I'm so glad that I did it because I wouldn't trade it for the world. She also asked what are your thoughts on DNFing books, and I'd say probably if you asked me like 2 years ago, I would say I've never DNF'd a book in my life. Like I read a book to completion always. Now, especially this last year and this year, I've got much more into DNFing books just because for me, books take a lot of energy for me to read, but they also bring me a lot of joy and escapism and comfort and happiness. And if I'm not enjoying a book, then it's not doing those things for me, and then it's just kind of pointless. And I've realised that there's no need for me to read books I'm not enjoying, and if I'm going to put that energy into doing something, then it should be something that I enjoy. And so now if I'm not enjoying a book, I will DNF it. I usually give books to about 100 pages or even halfway through sometimes before DNFing, just to make sure it wasn't just me getting into it that was the issue. Like, you know, if I had just needed to warm up to it. But yeah, if I've got halfway through and I'm not enjoying it, then I 100% DNF it because I just don't need to do that. There's no one making me. So yeah, DNFing books I think is a good thing quite a lot of the time. Rachel asks, what's a book you love where the main character you hate? That's super hard. I don't think there's a book I love with a character I hate, but I do really enjoy the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I know some people don't like it that much, but I actually really enjoyed it when I read it. I really loved the world, the magic system, the plot. I found it really engaging, to be honest, but I really didn't enjoy Alina that much as the main character. I just don't think she had enough depth or personality or flavour. She was just bland. She was just very, very bland. And I think that's what stopped it from being like a 5-star read for me or anything like that, because it just didn't have any really strong characters, like except for Nikolai. He was literally the only like strong character in that series, and also the love interest is very bland and I don't care about him. So I really enjoy the plot and the world building of that book, but the main characters are just very bland. But Bella asks, what's a book you love that most people or a lot of people hate? And I don't think there's a book that everyone like strongly dislikes. I'd say one of my favourite books that is more of a acquired taste, I guess, is Soul Kill Girls by Claire Legrand. I think that book is incredible. I adore it. It's one of my favourite books of all time. And it's definitely not a book people hate, but there's not many people I know that love it. So I think that's definitely one of the more divisive books that I love. Also, when it comes to the Raven Cycle, I know a lot of people didn't enjoy the final book in the Raven Cycle, The Raven King, and I loved the ending to The Raven King. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a really great ending to the quartet in general. I really enjoyed my reading experience of that book, and I know it disappointed a lot of people, so I guess that's also one that some people dislike. So yeah, I guess those are the two books that I adore that other people aren't as keen on. So yeah, those two probably. And the final question is from Sasha, and that says, if you could only read one genre for the rest of your life, what would it be? And it would hands down be fantasy. I just don't want to live in this world. I want to live in fantasy worlds, and I would not give up fantasy books for anything because they're just my most favourite form of escapism, and I love them so much and I would be so sad without them. So yeah, I would 100% choose fantasy. I mean, I think I would include like urban fantasy in fantasy, those are they're basically the same. We're counting them as the same. But yeah, those books I just couldn't give them up. They're too good. So yeah, that is all the questions for today's video. Thank you so much for sending me in some questions, and thank you so much again for 500 subscribers. Again, I'm literally floored. Like, I have no idea why 500 people want to subscribe to me, but I am very grateful that they do. I just am so happy that people enjoy my content. When people say they're actually like enjoy my videos, I'm like, do you? I mean, I enjoy them, but that's because I make them, so it just still blows my mind that other people genuinely enjoy them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for subscribing, and I would love for you to follow me on Twitter, Bookstagram and Goodreads. They're all down in the description box below, so check them out. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are staying safe and well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!